It's fine, I only meant to make this video 3 weeks ago.
That's it, that's my intro.
Hi, I'm Amanda and you're watching Swell Entertainment, and yes, I was gonna make this video 3 weeks ago during October, and then Quibi decided to announce that they were going to be shutting down operations, so obviously I had to talk about that. And then I was running out of time on the outlines box to send it back so I wouldn't be charged for everything, so I had to do that. And then there was a fire, and my dad and I had to evacuate. So now you're getting this video in November. I wanted to make this video for a variety of reasons. Mainly Quibi is a buzzword on my channel, and most videos talking about Quibi on here do well. Also, I started my channel years ago, and one of the main things that I talked about for a lot of my first videos were horror movies. I had a whole series called Netflix Horror Reviews, which I just don't do anymore. And so I thought, you know what, why not review horror on Quibi? So when you search horror on Quibi, you get 3 results: The Expecting, The Stranger, and 50 States of Fright. The Stranger was one of the shows that they promoted heavily prior to launch. Once Quibi actually launched, The Stranger wasn't even available on the platform for like another 2 weeks, which I thought was pretty dumb of them, frankly. I know you're kind of trying to, maintain interest in your show, but considering how heavily they were promoting it prior to launch, you would think it would have been available at launch, and it wasn't. I'm also not going to talk about The Stranger in this video because it's, again, one of their shows that's been out for a while, and I feel like enough people have talked about it, if anyone has talked about it. So we're gonna ignore The Stranger, so we are gonna be focusing on The Expecting and 50 States of Fright. Now, 50 States of Fright is actually an anthology series, so for every state they either get 2 or 3 Quibis for their fright, which we can talk about how I feel, again, that shows that it's unnecessary for there to be Quibis when you're just going to do multiple episodes for one anthology, when typically anthologies you want to have either a whole season be part of the anthology or you want to have every episode be something different, but whatever. They're shutting down December 1st anyway. I don't know why I'm getting annoyed about this. So let's talk about The Expecting first. So The Expecting is directed by Mary Harron, starring Anna Sophia Robb, Rory Culkin, and Mira Sorvino. Also, spoiler and trigger warning, I'm going to be spoiling everything I am talking about, all the shows, including 50 States of Fright. Not every single episode I'm going to touch on, but the ones I'm going to spoil. But also, some of the stuff does have, upsetting tones, so trigger warning as well. Bare basic review of The Expecting. I feel this would have worked better as a regular length limited series. I don't think as an episodic movie, which is what Quibis are typically referred to as, episodic movies, I don't think it worked out because though some of it was very fleshed out, a lot of the story felt unfinished for some reason to me. Premise essentially is that Anna Sophia Robb's character, Emma, becomes pregnant with a guy she's hooking up with, Rory Culkin. She becomes pregnant, she believes he's the father. I'm filming. Can you not? Thank you. Originally, Emma is going to terminate the pregnancy, and her father is encouraging it because she doesn't have the money to afford to take care of a child. She barely can take care of herself and her dog. And also, her mother apparently had a lot of issues with her pregnancy with Emma's character, and we don't really know until later. I feel like I'm dedicating way more to this explanation than is necessary. But basically, Emma's character and the audience, in fact, aren't entirely sure throughout the show if she is pregnant with an alien or if she is regularly pregnant and just dealing with schizophrenic delusions at the same time, like her mother may have been when she was pregnant with her. I was a little confused by the details of the aliens. Basically, it's an alien baby. I think it's pretty definitive that her baby was in fact an alien, but there's also a possibility that she was an alien. My questions with the show and the setup and the premise and the ending is mainly that I didn't like that it was kind of hinting at, but not really hinting at the fact that this is definitely aliens. Definitely an alien is what got her pregnant. But you're also not sure if she is then also being haunted by the aliens or a cult of some sort, or the aliens themselves trying to make sure she does not terminate the pregnancy, because it just seemed to be blatant, but then also changing its mind. Kind of figures out really quickly that like her pregnancy is being very weird. Her teeth are rotting out, her hair is falling out, she ends up shaving her head. The veins on her growing stomach seem to look more like vines or some type of radioactive fluid than actual like blood vessels or veins in her stomach. And so she starts looking up the symptoms of her pregnancy and finds a YouTube channel of some sort from Kara, who is another girl who is convinced that she has been impregnated by an alien. And Emma's character originally is like, this girl's crazy. She does talk to Kara and then goes to visit Kara. Kara confirms what the viewer was already suspecting of, and what Emma was suspecting was that they are watching her to make sure that she doesn't harm the pregnancy at all. Kara says, so if I just keep doing this, like keep doing drugs, I think the pregnancy will end on its own. Tells Emma, yeah, no, they target women like us who will never be believed. So Kara is a drug addict, so that's why she claims that they targeted her. And then Emma, her mother was schizophrenic and hospitalized after she tried to drown Emma when she was a baby. I am fairly certain it doesn't matter who you are, anyone claiming to have an alien baby, I don't think it's gonna go well. Emma's further along in the pregnancy. She starts having more, we can say delusions, but just visions of what happened the night that she was attacked by the alien. But it really happens again when she's hooking up with Tyler, and as she's hooking up with Tyler, she starts having visions of the alien assaulting her. I think the only real conclusion we can get from that is that Tyler is in fact the father of the baby, but he's the alien that's the father of the alien baby. Does that make sense? Like Tyler is the alien, okay? But then later on, it's kind of implied, sort of, that instead of aliens, that him and the doctor and the security guard, that she ends up killing everyone, but they all may be part of just the cult that was like part of the aliens. So I don't know if they're actually the aliens or not, because the doctor, as she's dying, is like, they'll never let you keep her. They'll never let you keep the baby, because she has given birth at this point after she killed Tyler in the woods, and she saw that he had the same tattoo that the doctor had. Okay, is that just a mark showing that they're all aliens, or are they part of a cult that is part of the alien circle? And then it's like, oh, when she's saying they won't let you keep the baby, she really means the aliens, because they're not actually aliens. But then there's the overlap. But then also with Kara, she's talking about like, oh, I was with my boyfriend and then this happened. Was that boyfriend also the alien? Is that what's happening? Because they make it sound like the aliens kind of work their way into the women's lives that they want to impregnate, and then they do it. So it would make sense if the boyfriend was in fact the alien. Emma is running a bath for her baby, and she's like putting water on the baby's head, like, oh, sweet girl, so happy, look at you. And then all of a sudden the baby's face does this really bad CGI thing, and it like unhinges, and she just starts screaming. And then that's the end of the show, and it cuts to like an alien spaceship orb type thing outside the motel. And that's the end. The connection being that Emma's mom also tried to drown her when she was a baby, when the dad walked out of the room, meaning that there's a possibility that Emma is also an alien baby, and in fact did the exact same thing that her baby did. The also implication is that, did she try and drown her baby now? Because she is alone. As far as like scary, as far as horror, no. Sorry, I didn't like it. So yeah. The acting was good. That's really it. I'm sorry. Anyway, 50 States of Fright. So like I said, 50 States of Fright is an anthology series. There's currently 2 seasons on Quibi. The first season is 13 episodes. The second season is 10. All of them are Quibis or less, and each state gets at least 2 episodes, if not 3. I'm going to talk about a couple of them, some of them that I really liked, some of them that I didn't, some of them that I just thought, you could have done more with this. You know? For some reason, when I first hit play on this, it started playing season 2, so I watched all of season 2 and a good majority of season 1, but not all of it. Almost There, Iowa. This one was weird, and it could have been interesting. Hannah was part of an Amish community, and for some reason, when she was a little girl, her mother, I think it was, of her community, and her sisters or something, I don't know, it's not explained. They all hang themselves off of a bridge. But Hannah survives. She was small enough, the rope wasn't tight, she loosens and gets out of the way, and a train crashes into the other bodies. Starting off on an interesting note. Cut to when she's an adult, and she is now an engineer for wind turbines. You know, the big fucking wind turbines, those things? Yeah. She is called on an emergency because one of them is malfunctioning and she's the only one that can get up there or something, but she's never actually climbed those. Then the rest of the episode is her climbing to the top of the windmill to fix the malfunction before it collapses and her and the other guy die before the backup team gets there. As she's climbing to the top, and then when she gets to the top, she is being haunted by the zombie ghost thing of her mother and the train that hit them. I think it works, it also doesn't. But basically, she gets to the top. She physically has to, like, fight the ghost zombie thing of her mother when she gets to the top, and then she survives. She gets back to the bottom. The guy that was also doing it with her that she had to climb past or whatever, he fell and, like, severely broke his arm. That was rough. She goes back to the bridge that I'm sorry, why would you not move away? Childhood trauma, like, the first chance I get, I'm dipping out, and my childhood trauma is not that, you know? Why do they always stay? I don't understand. Like, she stays there and has to cross the bridge where all this happened, you know? And, like, that's the whole thing, is, like, she moves past that and is able to drive across the bridge. But then her mom suddenly in the car and trying to strangle her. So then she's like, okay, almost there, shoves her out the car and kills her again. I don't understand the rules of your haunting. I don't like it. Anyway, moving forward. Ooh, okay, Red Rum, Colorado. Okay, so this is about a haunted hotel. But this is also a warning to influencers. There's no way they're not making fun of Logan Paul in this one. I'm sorry. There's a haunted hotel. They advertise it as a haunted hotel. And they're like, oh, you guys can come and experience the hauntings. Just follow all the rules and everything will be fine, okay? So then you have Kyle, Simon, and Logan, played by Colin Ford, Jacob Batalon, and Victoria Justice, who are influencers who are coming to, you know, film the haunted stuff for clickbait. And they're all kind of assholes. I felt Simon was less of an asshole, but he was filming, which was like the one rule. They just keep being told to not film. And they keep filming. So they go on a tour of the hotel. Kyle jumps the ropes, wearing a hat that is oddly reminiscent of Logan Paul in the Forest video. He goes into the tunnels to film everything and is killed by a bunch of Bloody Mary, wine Bloody Marys or whatever the hell that he had drank earlier because he was filming, and he's dies down there and they never find him. Anyway, then Simon and Logan keep filming and keep being told not to film and just keep filming and keep being assholes about it. So one by one, the ghosts haunt them and then kill them. So Logan is killed in the bathroom of their hotel room by a whittler. He makes like a statue of Simon, and then the murdered children who was murdered by their nannies in the hotel haunt him. And then he gets killed by a telephone line. I liked the Colorado one. It seemed like they were having fun with it. I liked the conclusion to that one as well. I just thought that was like just slightly unhinged. There was a lot you could do with that. I liked that one. Let's talk about the Golden Arm, Michigan one. A husband and wife, and the husband will do anything for his wife. She loves being beautiful. She loves nice things. She likes gold jewelry, and he will do whatever he can to provide for her. They are working together on a last-minute job to clear a tree, and the tree falls on her arm, and he has to amputate her arm. She goes into a pit of depression. She thinks he doesn't love her anymore, so he tries to make her a prosthetic, and she tells him, if you love me, you do anything for me, please make it out of gold. Not gold plating, make it out of gold. Can we talk about how heavy that would be? Like, I'm sorry, that's like, I know she dies from like the gold poisoning her veins or whatever. That's how she actually ends up dying, because she becomes obsessed with the arm and refuses to take it off. But like, to have something be fully made out of gold, that is so fucking heavy. Why? Long term, it's gonna bother your skeletal system. Also, her whole death, because the whole reason she does the arm and becomes obsessed with having her arm is because she is so obsessed with her beauty and people finding her beautiful. It's a whole point within the story. So when the gold starts poisoning her veins and starts affecting her appearance, whether she's obsessed with her arm or not, it's affecting her appearance at this point, so that should resonate more with her than just like, you can't take my golden arm, because she's obsessed with her golden arm. She likes gold, she likes nice things, that's emphasized, but not nearly as much as she emphasizes her appearance and how people see her. So I feel like that is counterintuitive to what they were overall trying to prove for that character. But anyway, Heather is dying, and she makes her husband promise that she will be buried with her golden arm. Money goes tight, and so he's like, I have to take it back. So he goes to dig up her body to steal the arm back, and her eyes just keep opening and just keeps closing them. And then he just leaves and doesn't think anything of it. Anyway, her corpse comes and like tries to take the arm back and then kills him. The reason that annoyed me is it was so reminiscent of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, the toe story. I grew up reading and memorizing Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark because I liked being the asshole at Girl Scout campouts that scared everyone around the campfire. The story of the toe, which was then also included in the recent Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie. Toe. She starts saying, "Where is my arm?" I don't know, it just annoyed me. I was like, there's so much more you could have done with this. Honestly, it seemed a little lazy and I got bored. Ooh, Ball of Twine, Kansas. I liked this one a lot, mainly because I liked the concept more than I liked the actual story. But Ming-Na Wen, wonderful in this, and I always love Ming-Na Wen. Mother and daughter on a road trip. They go to Kansas to see the biggest ball of twine. While the daughter is alone, she gets sucked into the ball of twine, and Ming-Na Wen, her mother, starts freaking out like, we have to do a search party. The sheriff is not being helpful. And it's like, no, I think she can do it. And it's like, that part was a little confusing because it was difficult to see what the deal was. I think they were trying to infect her with the twine because everyone within the town is infected with the twine, and their goal is to protect the ball of twine and grow the ball of twine. Within the story, the man who made the largest ball of twine did it because his children went missing and he was devastated by the loss, so he made the world's largest ball of twine. And then you later find out that his kids were actually inside the largest ball of twine, and so they now basically haunt/infect the townspeople around them and also eat people who visit the world's largest ball of twine so that they're not lonely. That's fucked up. It's horrifying. I like that. I like that concept that all landmarks are used as like haunting spots, and they're just kind of used as like bait to get new people to feed the hauntings/feed the possessed/the demon, the whatever the fuck it is, the paranormal supernatural thingy. I like that a lot. More of that. And that's really all the ones of note that I wanted to touch on. That is it. Overall, some are better than others, but that's the case with everything on Quibi. I know a couple of shows on Quibi are going to be possibly picked up and turned into larger projects, and oh my god, can you not, please? That's going to be it. Quibi is shutting down December 1st. If you would like to check out my video on the shutdown or any of my other videos on Quibi, I will link my playlist for that somewhere up here. Did you watch any horror on Quibi? Did you like 50 States of Fright? Were there any episodes/anthology bits that you liked? Is there anything that you saw that you were like, oh, this is interesting, let's see if this gets picked up and turned into a larger project? Let me know. Comment down below. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting my Patreon. If you'd also like to support my Patreon, the link will be listed down below. If you'd like to follow me on my social media, that'll be all up here. And that's going to be it. Have a lovely day. Goodbye. Unless something insane happens, this is absolutely the last video on Quibi that I am going to be doing. I don't feel bad about making this video, mainly because I did still want to talk about some of these stories, but also because no one's making money off of Quibi, I might as well. Thank you, Elaine, Alan, Elise, Braden, Cameron, Krister, Chris, Cody, Colton, Crash PC, David, Devin, Dirty One, Dawn, Elliot, Arison, Evan, Feckless, Finnegan, Hopeless, Jason, Joe, John M, Jordan, Joseph, Kenny, Kevin, Kim, Kristen, Lex, Lisa, Manga, Matt, Meme Lord the Red, Michael, J, Nathaniel, Pat, Prylock, Rob, Robert, Ross, Sam, Simon, Stephen, Tasha, Timothy, Tom, Trevor, Wayne, Wendy, Williams, and